Hi, dogs.
Hi, pretty lady.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
It's not just the boys tonight. Yes. We'll pick that up again next month.
We will do a boys' night, but we're shading for
I'm sure glad I didn't put 80 candles on that.
Right. Set the place on fire.
Would it be a sin that I can fall in love river slow to the sea, darling, let it go. Some ways were meant to be. Take my heart, stay my whole life still. 'Cause I can't help falling in love with you. Listen. You need to forget this crap. We need to go on the road.
I went and told my family.
I'm in trouble now.
Thank you, my dear.
My pleasure.
That
It's
was
been-
wonderful.
This is from Roy.
Listen, we'll get your pictures.
Okay.
This is not sis.
Yeah, I am not Lori, but this is from Lori. Happy early birthday, Mom. I love you so much. I wish I was there to celebrate with the rest of the gang, but we will celebrate in person very soon. I just wanted you to know I am thinking about you and sending lots of love and admiration your way today. Even though we talk once or twice a week, I don't think I always do a good job of letting you know how I feel about you, so let me try to tell you. Here are the things I wrote about you on Mother's Day on Facebook. Even if you already saw them, they are worth repeating. Quote, you are still the most energetic, life-loving, nurturing woman I know. Always ready to bring a meal to someone who needs a little reminder that they are known and loved. Sassy and quick-witted, faithful and attentive to details that matter. You're an example of a life well lived, and I'm so grateful to have you as a role model. You are a woman who has always lived with intention, making beautiful and amazing things happen, from your marriage to our family life to your career. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of everything about you. Thank you for showing me what it looks like to be a strong and soulful woman. So that was from Mother's Day. Okay? She says, I do not say those things lightly. At every major turning point or milestone in my life, I look to your example as my North Star. Leaving home for the first time, becoming a newlywed, entering motherhood and every new phase therein, I always knew I could turn to you for guidance. You have always had a way of just jumping right into the unknown and making magic happen. You showed me how to punctuate moments of family celebration with special traditions. I love that my family has the same recipes for Thanksgiving meals that you made for us growing up, and that we have the same Christmas cookie recipes. I still sometimes make my Noel letters on my mantle spell Leon instead. Waking up and feeling recognized on special days like birthdays or Valentine's Day always made me feel loved growing up. Just coming to the breakfast table and seeing a little gift, a decoration first thing in the morning meant so much. I have carried that tradition on in our home, and nowadays, even if we aren't all up at the same time on school days, if it's Valentine's Day or a birthday, leaving a surprise at the breakfast table is the first thing on my agenda, even if we circle back to celebrate together later in the day. Now, as I navigate the tension of wanting to cling to my kids and also let them go, I look back to your example as well. You empowered us to grow in independence while still making sure we knew you were always available for us. It is a beautiful and also agonizing process to raise children, to let them go.
Yeah.
It is scary and vulnerable, too, because I feel like along with all the love and care I poured into my kids, I poured equal amounts of my dysfunction and screw-ups. We are definitely not without fault and fragility as humans. I have parented from a place of fear and hurt many times, and I just hope my kids will recognize my deep love that is the foundation underneath all this mess. I just pray it all balances out. The verdict is still out on my kids, but I can tell you that for me, all I can see is the deep care and love that motivated everything you did for us as we were growing up.
Aww.
I pray that will be the case for my kids too. I'm so thankful and inspired when I think about the way you and Dad parented us. Knowing you both did not have ideal circumstances growing up. Thank you, Mom. Yesterday was my very last day of teaching. I'm so emotional. I'm crying even as I type this because I've loved every day of those 32 years. After my students left my classroom yesterday, I sat in the quiet for a while just feeling my feelings, something I don't always really let myself do. I have big feelings about this change in my career that I'm about to make. I'm leaving something I love, something I know I'm good at and passionate about. I've never been a brave person by nature necessarily, as you well know. I spent a huge part of my childhood hiding and trying to be invisible. It has only been in my adult life, mostly since I've been a mom, that I've been brave enough to follow my passions. Motherhood has motivated me. I want my children to live into the gifts that God has planted in them. I want them to own who they are and celebrate the fact that they were put here to do something that only they can do. I can't do a good job of convincing them of that if I'm not living into my own gifts. Again, I need not look far to find an example of one who has never wavered when the opportunity arose to try something new. You taught yourself to do so many things. Your career path led you in so many directions, and you rose to the top of whatever you did. As I leave the classroom and enter into a new chapter as a school administrator, I can just think of you. You were brave enough and faithful enough and curious enough to try new things, and you are still doing it. The most beautiful thing about you, Mom, is your faithfulness. Your relationship with God permeates everything you do. You honor Him in the way you love your friends and your family. You honored Him in the way you pursued your various careers and other accomplishments over the years. You honor Him in the way you cling to Him when you are joyful or hurting. I know that you've been struggling lately with worry and hurt feelings for a variety of reasons, and I pray that God reminds you how much you are loved by so many people. I hope He reminds you of how your 80 years of life on this planet have made it a profoundly more beautiful place for a multitude of people. I hope that He comforts you when you worry and replaces that worry with the knowledge that you have children who could not be more grateful for you or proud to have a mom like you. Can't wait for us to spend the summer together. I hope you guys have fun tonight. I'll talk to you tomorrow and see you next weekend. Yeah, love you.
All right, now somebody else needs to do the next one, maybe.
Hey Mom, I know you were expecting me and Mike to take you out tonight by ourselves. However, we had other plans. We wanted to let you know before you left for Texas for the graduation and for your extended trip to SIS that you have a lot of loving family members here who wanted to honor you for your 80th birthday. And thank you all for coming tonight to celebrate the life and times of Miss Shirley J. Monk. Shirley, take a look around. All these folks are here tonight because of your life and how you have lived it. All of your choices and actions molded and shaped the last 20 to 55 years of everyone in this room, whether you realize it or not, in an incredibly loving and beautiful way as you continue to do so today. And we are just a sliver of the humanity that has been touched and blessed by your life. And we are the lucky ones to be on the inner circle over these years. Congratulations on achieving longevity with grace and beauty, and with most of your marbles intact. Mom, you've been an anchor of my life, and have been a constant support during good times and bad. You gave me the tools I needed to become a successful person. Not in a career sense, although that too, but more so, as Adam Sandler so eloquently put it, with the people skills. You and Dad modeled love for me and taught me how to give love in a way that people respond to. I credit a lot of my personality to you. Dad gave me a lot of who I am as well. I see that now that I'm almost 45. I seem to notice more and more that we do ultimately become an amalgamation of our parents in small ways with room to become our own versions of ourselves that we then pass on to our kids in small ways. I'm thankful for the parts of me that I believe are from you. My sensitivity, my courage to take chances on myself, my sense of humor, the primary drive to protect and care for my family, and the need to have a great long-term circle of friends, and the drive to seek out and feel God in my life. These are all pivotal things that I feel I've gleaned from you, either by DNA or by how I was nurtured and raised. So thank you for all this and more that you have instilled in my bones and in my life. I'm a little biased, but I do feel like you should be super duper proud of all of the people that your kids have become, and the lives and the families that they have created. I hope and pray that if and when I get to be 80, I can look back and see where my girls are in life and rest easy, knowing that their families are as happy, healthy, and successful as we all are. I know you are proud, and we are proud to be your kids. Now I would like to give some highlights of the last 45 years that stick out in my mind as illustrations of the love you have given us and the fun that we've had. Number one, my love of back scratching was hatched and fostered at All Souls Church every Sunday when I would lay my little butt down in the pew and you would scratch away.
Levi.
I would look forward to that all the way through Sunday school and all the way through the music and the scripture readings just to get to the sermon so I could lay down and
Take a nap. That's Levi.
You sparked and fostered my love of sports and athletics by getting me into soccer at a young age and then tennis through my teenage years. I feel like those early years helped me develop a competitive streak and mentality that has stayed there my whole life and has bled into my work career as well. It is very much a pillar of who I am and why I have had a little success in my career and my life. You took pictures of me peeing on a tree in North Carolina that have haunted me my whole life. You took a picture of Mike sleeping while on a baby toilet that's haunted him his whole life. Probably taken a picture of everyone in this room that has somewhat haunted them. You took me and my buddy to San Diego when we were 17 years old and let us run amok in that city and in Tijuana. Oh. Bad move. Good times, but bad move. You took me to Charleston, South Carolina when you were on another business trip and let me hang out with some older folks who were in on the music scene there. I had a fake ID and had a lovely visit to a Chili Willy frozen drink bar and to see some live music. That was a pivotal moment in my life. You have a very strange obsession with Darius Rucker that is borderline stalkish. You love my dad with all your heart and soul and took beautiful care of him as long as you were married, including some tough years at the end. I know he loves you still every day and is so thankful for every moment he had with you. You worked very hard to give us all the things we needed and wanted. You showed us that it takes hard work to take care of a family and that the sacrifice is huge in that you put our priorities first. And it's also a small sacrifice in that you never ever made it seem like that big of a deal. You never hung it over our heads how much you worked for us. You booted me out of the house at a time in my life when I was teetering in a couple different directions. I was making some dumb choices. And it was the single greatest thing that's ever happened to me. You forced me out of the nest and forced me to make some decisions quickly about who I wanted to be as a person and how I wanted my adult life to begin. It was that decision that led through many different choices over the next few years to me meeting the people that would become my inner circle and cementing those lifelong friendships and relationships. It led to me coming to work at Roadhouse Grill and carving out my years there, which led to me meeting Teresa and the other half of this room. You have and continue to help us raise and take care of our 4 incredible daughters every day of their lives. We were so lucky to time things out where you had the time and the stamina needed to dive in with both feet to help us take care of these girls for so long. You've never said no to anything we've ever asked of you with regards to the kids. And it's been a huge blessing in our lives to have you here with us in these last 6 years. I hope and pray that you and they can continue to cherish this time, just relish in having you be their Nonnie and having you close by. We will continue to express to them not to take any of these minutes for granted. Mom, you're a blessing to so many people, and you are blessed by so many people. This family is nowhere near perfect. We all have our moments, and we all have our flaws, and we probably don't communicate as well as we all could or should. But the tie that binds us is the love that God put in all of our hearts and souls. to seek out and find connections that create family, and families of friends that will support each other and love on each other as God does over a lifetime. And that love flowed and sparked in your heart and in Dad's heart. It flows into Jim and Peggy's hearts, and in the hearts of every soul in this room and beyond. It is what glues us all together and is the blueprint of all the success and blessings we all share each day. This is the legacy that you've helped create, and I'm thankful I was lucky enough to have God choose you to be my mom. We have a lot of great things to look back on and be proud of and happy about. And we also have a lot of things to look forward to, and many, many more blessings to come for this big, burly tumbleweed of a family unit we've created. I'm looking at you, Johnny Lee, and at you, Tanma and Big Mikey. We are all incredibly thankful for every thought, choice, decision, moment, breath, muscle twitch, butterfly effect, God wink, and choice to love that led us to this moment with you. Thank you for being there for all of us, and happy birthday.
I love your tender heart, Matt. It's a beautiful thing to witness.
She got
You're
that.
very read this inside.
All right, yeah, we were trying to do this. I did try to print it out and then my printer was out of ink. So
The bar just got raised.
there is a theme, kind of. I hope you're catching the theme because we did not collaborate on any of these messages. Okay? But mine has a slightly different approach. I could call this thinking of Nonnie makes me think of the F word.
Food.
So you'll see the pattern coming in a minute. So okay, so I'm sitting in the park watching Levi play on the playground and make friends.
Oh, it's okay.
He's just enjoying the sunshine and the breeze without a care for the life ahead of him. A poignant backdrop for taking a moment to think about all that you've done and seen in your beautiful lifetime. I realized that I need to thank you for some of the most valuable things in my life. You really could write a book. I could just see the opening scene of the movie of your life. A young Susan Sarandon looking character hopping into some kind of Buick, pulling out of Kankakee. This is what I knew, it was something like that. Headed for California in the wide horizon of a big adventure. That took guts. If you take yourself back to that, packed up and gassed up, did you imagine in your wildest dreams that you would follow the path that brought you here? Here comes the F words. Fearless. I think I get my fearlessness from you. From the fearless launch on a cross-country adventure to taking jobs that you've never tried before with confidence and then quickly rising to leadership roles. You never placed limits on your potential, and you always stayed hungry to learn and stretch. She gets this too. I think I got some of that confidence and tenacity from you. Family. I'm finally beginning to learn something that you always knew. It's the importance of family and being truly present when we gather. Moments like this, when we celebrate each other and our connections to each other, are the actual ligaments and tendons that hold us together. From homemade Halloween costumes to Camp Nonnie to stupid shared birthday party, sorry sis. It's what happens when your birthday's a week apart, you know. You taught us to stop and to see each other and make it meaningful. Faithfulness, another F word. I'm also learning late in life the importance of faithfulness. We're only measured on our results, not our intentions. Being there over the long haul, consistently, reliably, it's the concrete that gives stability to our lives when the winds blow. I know people who have flaky moms. Never there, and then they would try to make up for it with the store-bought birthday cake or a trip to Chuck E. Cheese. That was never your way. In fact, we would all think it would be weird if at any time you didn't acknowledge ahead of time something significant in any of our lives. Because of course, that never happened. Not once. Faithful. Funny. Of course, we cannot have a conversation about Shirley Bunn without talking about your ridiculous sense of humor. You taught us all early on the value of a good belly laugh. I can think of so many times in our childhood with all of us around the kitchen island, cracking up to tears about something completely stupid. Because we were all there in the moment, it became uniquely hilarious to only us. We created an entire language in code of dumb jokes that still live today. No say. Furchcots, banana apartments, Pam and Guy, banana cushion. The list goes on and on. Any of these things would crack us all up. And nobody else knows what they mean.
No, I just like watching her.
And this is like,
What is the story? I just story we're telling.
exactly right.
Can't speak.
How the horse stumbled. I mean, we could go on and on. And nobody knows what they mean because it's only funny because we were there.
Now we cuss each other out.
Right. Which is the next F word. Fierce and feisty. I know that I tease you about it sometimes, but I have to thank you for giving me some of your fierceness and feistiness. I know we all want to be sweet most of the time, but sometimes you gotta stand your ground, look a bully in the eye. Whether that bully is in human form or circumstance. And make sure that they know that you're an immovable force and you're not gonna take no shit.
Right
I
on.
stared down a few bullies in my day, and I give you credit for it. Thanks for being fierce. It occurs to me, based on the conversations we've had lately, that you may not be aware of the degree to which I give you credit for these things in my life. Things I'm proud of, things that carry me forward. There's so many people who love you for so many different circles of your great adventure. But today you need to know that I love you and I appreciate you, and that so much of who I am is because of your indelible imprint. So thank you, I love you, and I'm proud to share all these Shirleyisms in our circles. Love you, and happy birthday. There's a lot more too, but we love you.
I know F word
Oh.
is flamingo.
Right.
Flamingo.
It's hard to follow all three of you because you all said kind of the same.
You're the best at the words.
You're the words.
Yeah.
No, but those are all really good. So
You are, Emily. You
I'll
totally
just-
are.
yeah.
All right, your turn, your turn.
So when I told my friends what my plans for this weekend were, none of them believed that you were actually turning 80. Casey actually said, "Yeah, right, 80 going on 25." And when I sent them all Snapchats of you talking to Carl tonight, they were like, "Dear God, I hope I have as much charisma at 80."
You
As
did
Nonnie
that
does.
already? You sent him Snapchats of her rubbing his neck?
No.
She did it right in the moment.
I did it.
What?
And they're right. If this is what 80 looks like, I mean,
Sign us all
sign me
up.
We had to celebrate your birthday a week early because you're going out of town. You're a Rolling Stone. You're not but being your oldest grandchild, I've had the pleasure of you being my neighbor for the longest.
5 years by yourself.
This is your 80th year alive, but your 30th year as a Nonnie, which I think is pretty monumental.
Oh, that's cool.
From you putting my hair in a palm tree ponytail on the very top of my head, so tight when I was a baby, having 1,000 photos of me to show off at your St. Luke's office, because you had them, and now you've given them all to me, so I have weird, literally in my purse.
You get to put them in your baby. You get to put them in your baby's
I have
room.
a weird keychain that you gave me of like me as a baby, and it's just been in my purse. Lord.
Turn it over so she can see the other side.
Oh,
Palm tree
there's
hair.
another
It's not the palm tree hair.
Oh my God.
So, Pooperama, Camp Nonnie,
There you go.
our mutual love of Dolly Parton and cussing a bit when no one's looking. I'm blessed beyond belief that you are such a bold pattern on the patched quilt of my life. You've created, like literally all of us said, an amazing legacy. The plus 5 decades of your marriage to Papa, bringing 3 kids into the world who are all talented and smart, and successful and sweet and caring and adorable, and like literally the goofiest trio of humans. Moms are just weird, and like I'm proud to be one of them. You have 10 grandkids, 2 more now with the Moon Girls, and you're even Nonnie to the Giddens and the Heitman babies. Like they all love you as their mom. You had an amazing career with multiple side businesses, like you had a jewelry business and Let's Eat In, and Who had time to do anything? Right, like a Bobby. You've blessed so many people with your cooking, and you even made the very stylish clothes that carried Dad and Lori through the 70s. So much plaid.
So much plaid.
Leisure suits.
Leisure suits.
That's still rough.
And the homemade Halloween costume.
Only we still had them. I bet.
I know.
Wear them.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You're someone who's taught me that there's literally no limit to what someone is capable of. You are fierce and strong-willed in your faith and your love for your family. You're the caring, sassy grandma all of my friends wish they had. And I don't take that for granted, ever. I thank you for passing all of those attributes along to me, because I really do take that to heart. And with motherhood on my horizon, I know that I will be ready to bring this baby boy into the world because I've known the love that you have for me and how much that love is going to just like amplify for your first great grandchild. He's the best.
I'm Gina.
Oh, it's fine. He's the best gift I could think to give you in this 80th year around the sun. So I love you and lean back. Happy birthday, Stuffed them in there last week.
Got props.